What'd you bring me?
Science.
Ghostbusters, they're back in town. You need to pee. That is so crazy.
Welcome back to Wish for Death Island. Population not Gotham, I guess, because today we're gonna have a very special cringe extravaganza for the rest of the series. Now, for some reason, apparently this 14th episode is the finale, but it goes to episode 18 anyway. I don't get how that's supposed to work. I'm really confused. Do you know how this works? Because the only thing that I know is that the video should start already. Episode 10 opens with some reporters trying to get out of a van and some fuck-ass falls on the van. One of those idiots wearing a mask. I think they're called the False Face Society, which is one of the dumbest names ever. This reporter also has a very interesting face every single time she speaks. So Batwoman is fighting back against some of the drug people, and then some action, lovely action that totally doesn't make me skip every time it shows up happens. I know I keep saying this and don't really elaborate, but really, what is this soundtrack? It's not fitting. Everything is like, it's like one of the show writers has a playlist that they put on every time they get drunk and eat ice cream, and they just decided to put it in the show. It's all like pseudo girl power songs, but it doesn't fit the mood. Like, you can have these songs if it counts and it makes the scene better, but I don't really see a scenario where songs like this are actually gonna not make me irritated.
Who is Black Mask?
Oh no!
Is that Shane Dawson? So Batwoman says that she's gonna go get the big bad, aka Black Meth, and once again her voice changer is on and I love it.
You can hide your face, but you can't hide from me.
Jacob watches on in boredom and slight drunkenness, but gets attacked in his car by the masked man. How many times do these people keep getting attacked in their cars and they don't check to see if anyone's in their car beforehand at the rate that this happens?
You need to pee. You call the Ghostbusters. They extract it. There was ghosts in your bladder.
There's a flashback to Jacob looking for Beth in the house, and instead of him walking away like he did before, in this fantasy version he does what a normal person would do and actually search the house to find her because it's suspicious. And as you can tell, this is what the drug thing does that attacks him. He wakes up and notices that this is what has happened. I guess they knocked him out to get him addicted. They want to get him addicted to like ruin him or whatever. Like it's like that one Criminal Minds arc.
Pretty much broke the internet with this latest foul space takedown. But I do have to point out that you were literally holding a microphone and didn't go for the mic drop.
The dialogue is on brand as usual, but Black Meth claimed Batwoman and the Crows killed his daughter, and Luke doesn't understand because he says Kate never killed anyone when she absolutely did. She absolutely did. But Ryan has to go visit her drug girlfriend who is in jail. Ryan is involved with a community center getting off the ground with some activists. I think you know the type of activists. And it's gonna be great because girl power and no other reason. Ryan also wants answers from her girlfriend because she wants her to not be in jail. And it's so stupid because everyone should know that she's Batwoman, because everything that she does, like, it's not quite as bad as Kate, who rides the bike that she also rides as Batwoman all the time. So it's not that bad, but it's still pretty bad. Annoying activist girl who you remember is Black Lightning's sister is there, and there's this like defund the police crap, so this is overtly what's going on in this series now. And this person wants to have police there for kids to be safe, and this random girl makes a big, sassy, stunning and brave speech that just doesn't answer any of his questions. Like, he brings up statistics about bad neighborhoods and how kids who grow up here are big targets and very vulnerable, and the families who grow up in bad neighborhoods are very vulnerable. So like, even if you have gripes with horrible police, like, you should at least try and vet some good police to come over and like connect with the kids. But the other one's like, I'm not gonna cite anything for my statistics, I'm just gonna make some bullshit up, but I'm stunning and brave, and then everyone claps.
But this is a rough neighborhood. The stats don't lie.
10% drop in crime, or 15% increase in graduation rates. Those are the numbers that neighborhoods see when community centers like this open their doors. You know, despite doing so much, places like this are always first on the chopping block.
everyone claps. The meme is real. I'm gonna be kind of getting mad at this stuff, and I'm really shit at explaining it, so I'm gonna link a bunch of donut operator videos in the description because they're really good breakdowns on a bunch of this crap. This stunning and brave woman is one of the teachers who will be on the team for the community center. You're talking like this is an infomercial. This is actual dialogue. It sounds so fake. It's horrible.
I can't help but think how much a place like this would have really made a difference for my friends and I growing up.
Yeah, these places are so important, especially for at-risk kids.
This place is important. We live in a society. I agree. But base boosted— why are there base boosted lasers? Where did the base boost lasers go? You guys have been there for like 3 minutes and it's already being attacked. What the fuck? And then he just leaves? But Rachel Maddow is here to tell us what we just watched, even though we were there. They fucking curse us on the screen because of some stupid bullshit. I know that it would be annoying and it doesn't happen again, so while this is going on, I'm gonna replace it with a picture of my son. So the community center is gonna get no funding now because everyone is scared that the base boosted lasers are gonna come back, and they find that the reporter who happened to talk about the danger right before the danger occurred was fired a while ago, so he wasn't actually working for the newspaper, and that's kind of weird. But it's just kind of strange to me how they acknowledge that the danger happened so suspiciously close to them mentioning the danger. Usually they don't acknowledge that. Usually it's like, we'll be safe here guys, and then something immediately happens but the show is just on crack, so they don't acknowledge that as weird. Blonde does not remember anything from that one time that she went hunting for Kate's corpse, and she doesn't understand why. But then she gets an anonymous message from Alice to come to the Skin Man's house and talk about it. That was a sentence I just said. They sass. And Alice is lonely and needs attention. We live in a society. She says that she'll leave Gotham forever if she finds the memory lady, who is Enigma, but I keep calling her Enema, so I'm gonna keep calling her Enema.
Yo, shit for brains!
Who is this lady, who is the psychologist who's on the payroll for the Crows, and has come to help Jacob understand what happens when you take the drug. He wants to find this out without admitting that he's taken the drug, but he says it in the most suspicious way you could possibly say it.
I read your report and what makes snake bites so incredibly addictive. Though I admit I got a little bit lost in the medical jargon. Could you just break it down for a guy who doesn't have a PhD?
Also, someone on the writing team has apparently decided to look up some WebMD science words for medical shit to try and like half-ass an explanation every time, which is kind of new. So I'm gonna leave these here for all you med students to get angry at, because I have 8 more episodes of this to do and I'm really tired.
The drug attacks the hippocampus, where the brain stores memories and emotions. It targets the memories most associated with regret and remorse, which result in a hallucination that allows the user to alter the circumstances of those memories.
What is happening?
Science.
So she catches on that he is taking the drug because it's obvious, and then he confesses. I don't understand why he didn't just bring this up to her and be like, hey, be confidential about this, I need your fucking help. The reporter says that someone's been attacking youth programs and it doesn't look like there's any specific connection, but he knows that it's there and he doesn't know why. But then the laser man happens to attack at this exact moment and the reporter is almost dead. The laptop that he had all of his evidence on is wiped out because I guess backups don't exist. So they take him to the bootleg hospital that sometimes does not exist and sometimes does and sometimes doesn't. Sometimes it has stuff and sometimes it doesn't. And they just have the gun now because Batwoman punched the guy in the face or whatever. And they fuck with it and immediately find out that the laser dude is in jail. So much for that mystery.
What'd you bring me?
Shit for brains!
He's obviously faking the footage and someone else is in on it. Like, we know the show too well now. We know that that's what's happening. There's no mystery here. So Blonde is like, I can't find any clues about where I went when I forgot where I went. Apparently she had all of these papers with her and she didn't turn them around because she's like, I don't have any clues. And then Alice turns the paper around and is like, here's a clue. You went to see the doctor that may or may not be Enema. And then Blonde is like, wow, paper has 2 sides? And then they just like sass, like, this part of the series, episode 10 to episode 18, has more filler than the entirety of Bleach. And you don't see how bad this is because I obviously don't show you a lot. Like, you wonder why I do 3 episodes or like 4 episodes per video usually. And it doesn't take that long. It's like maybe 10 minutes per episode because all of this shit gets cut out. You try watching this for yourself and you'll see what I fucking mean. Welcome to Therapy with Jacob, where he goes over season 1 and repeats everything we know already and also is slightly different at his acting. He's not as drunk, but he's also more drunk somehow. It's like someone gave him some Dayquil and then like punched him in the face.
Your daughter Mary is the only family I have left. We're not exactly speaking.
It looks like a nice day to mow the lawn.
Ryan is talking to the dude who owned the laser gun in jail, and he doesn't really have any answers, but she notices that it has to be him because she sliced him in that spot that he has a bandage on now, so how did they get him out of jail? Don't you think it's obvious already? The jail's in on it. Black Meth is angry because no one knows the recipe for the drug after Ocean Man died, and the girlfriend who also knows the recipe is in jail. Girlfriend also says that the bad guys work for the gun club because guns are bad, yo. Prison is covering up for the fact the man with the laser gun was out of jail trying to target community centers, and they sent him after community centers because it's a conspiracy to keep the jails full by deleting community centers so that kids in bad neighborhoods grow up to commit crimes and then go to jail. Every single time this happened, they would let a villain out of jail to go and commit a crime using a signature weapon that could easily identify them, and then just let them back in and then let them go coincidentally the night afterwards, because it's a conspiracy to keep the bad neighborhoods bad.
Science.
Look, okay, part of this I actually kind of like, because I hate the kind of business nature of prisons, and I think that a lot of people who are like addicts and whatnot, there should be a better way to kind of help them other than just throw them in jail. That's not a good thing to do. This kind of part of the series is really awkward because I don't trust the government as far as I can throw Hagrid, so it's not like I'm trying to defend them, I don't want to. I think a lot of this authoritarian bullshit just makes me kind of sleepy. I can dislike both of them. Just because I don't like the government doesn't mean that I can like the stupid crowd that says that they have a solution when their solution obviously makes everything worse. Both of those things are retarded. So you see what position I'm in when I say that the show irritates me. I hate the way that prisons operate, especially in America. A bunch of them are a bit too trigger happy, but I don't think anything that this show is offering is a good solution. If anything, it makes it fucking worse. All they really needed to do is drop the retarded parts of the agenda and then just make it a bit more realistic. Like, honestly, I would believe that the bigwig who owns the prison would be sending funding to part of the council in an area that's a bad neighborhood and give them funding to specifically do things that are corrupt and not help the people in the bad neighborhood. And that kind of gives the prison a bit more power, and a lot of people get sent there, and there's this kind of downward spiral that's not entirely intentional. It's not like a big 1000 IQ plan, but it's more like corrupt people just kind of keeping a cog going. I'd understand that, and I'd understand that a superhero in this situation would want to take him down.
Science.
So Jacob helps not Trump, the weird, like, cosmetics guy, by taking in some drugs that Not Trump found but from one of his employees, in an obvious move where the Not Trump guy is the one who's attacked Jacob and is trying to get him high. There's an awkward conversation and Jacob is acting really suspicious.
This stuff could really ruin someone's life. Yeah. I'll take care of it.
Blonde gets enema in a private room and then she tries to run, but they get in a big fight and stabby stab happens. Why would you confront her without Alice there if you know who she is? This is one of the dumbest things that you've done. And of course she escapes and erases your memory because you're fucking stupid. So the creepy evil jail owner is confronted by Batwoman and is evil. He immediately confesses because the laser man is going to attack her. I guess he just walks around with these people as his bodyguards in random places at night. So the crows show up at the gun place to find those two people who also work for Black Meth, and they're all dead.
Looks like Black Mask is tying up some loose ends.
Black Lightning's delivery for these one-liners in this season is even worse than last season. So there's some more dumb action. Mr. Prison Man has been defeated.
Engineered a conspiracy to sabotage community.
Shut the fuck up, Rachel. Where the fuck have you been? There's this random music gripe that I have. There's this specific kind of atmospheric piece that plays right here. There is no reason for there to be a loud shrieking violin breaking up the atmosphere of the piece. You already have the quiet tones, and there should be something similar over the top if you really need them to. If it's subtle, you can't just bring in something really loud and completely break it, especially if it's used in something like a film. There is no need for something that sounds like a construction noise in this piece. She finds out that Jacob is seeing Enema and she gets upset, and then she speaks her entire character arc as dialogue.
As much as I want to forgive you, forgetting's easier.
Possible objection could you have to making this place legit?
I opened up this place to serve the people that you don't see as legit.
Legit. You want to be legit. You wear makeup that looks like it could easily have a lot of fallout into the person that you're trying to stitch up. You don't even use a face mask. Most of the time, I don't see you wearing any form of gloves or any head covering or scrubs, anything like that whatsoever. You also have a habit of wearing dangling earrings and jewelry with a lot of small pieces in it that could easily cause some trouble. And you're the one who's getting angry at him for wanting to help you. You think you're legit. So Enema has brainwashed Blonde to want to move to Berlin, so I guess this is the last time we'll see her in this series until they remember she exists and want to write her back in for no reason, and then she'll leave again. Also, the community center is back and everyone is happy again. Everyone is also giving them money again because the evil white man has been defeated. Black Lightning comes in and says that Girlfriend is free to go. Jacob does the most obvious thing in the world of showing he's hiding something and then takes the drug. Good job, bud. Girlfriend gets attacked and kidnapped, and terrible music plays while this happens.
What's going on?
We're gonna shine till we catch fire.
Episode 11 begins with car things happening. Girlfriend is attacked by black meth, and he makes his big cringe voice.
Trouble just to find out you can't cook after all.
He reminds me of the Skin Man, Evil Ned Flanders, or whatever people call him. The show is running on like 10 times speed, I swear.
Ghostbusters use their machine to hook it up to your dick.
Black Lightning and Ryan argue about stuff, and Luke says that he tracked down people robbing the pharmacy for supplies, so they know that there's gonna be some more drugs being made. Alice, for fuck's sake, just do something interesting for once. Stop wandering around and speaking about gibberish. So she pretends to be Enema for no reason. Padding of the episode, I guess. Kills this innocent man for no reason. I guess this is supposed to be her redemption arc, but I don't know if I believe that. These guys are timed to go to the drop-off point, deliver some stuff for the drugs, and there's this like weird spooky GPS on their phone. It's not normal GPS, it's spooky GPS.
Grandma's died!
Black Lightning was in the car because she was trying to infiltrate, and Batwoman is a dumbass who can't leave well enough alone. She could have just followed them to the drop-off point and then traced where the other people go and see what happens, but no, she had to do her big confrontational punch everything and ruin everything kind of style. Enema then says that Alice wanting to erase her memories of Kate and the rest of her family is a stupid thing to do because it is a stupid thing to do, and she'll become unstable.
But you're rational.
Alice is not rational. They find a way to make it work though, I guess. Jacob is busy, Black Lightning is angry. Jacob is back to being drunk again and he gets super mad because the drugs wore off and then she leaves. So this new guy who's in a place who's basically like the sub-villain of the series is really angry and willing to destroy everything to bring an end to the bad guys. So Ryan says that she's gonna be in the next car race thing to try and track these guys down before the evil cop does. Welcome to Alice's therapy session. Why does she have a tassel from that, you know, that one infomercial?
Now there's Style Screamer, and I promise you no one will ever ignore this sound. Just attach the Style Screamer to your keys or purse, and when you feel threatened, simply pull the tassel.
The child Kate is such a bad actor, I don't even. Alice is all edgy because she can't feel love and she's basically Cold Steel the Hedgehog at this point. Alice is continuing to make herself look irritating every episode. Black Lightning is worried because Ryan might be in danger. Please skip the banter, just get in the fucking car. So they put a tracker in the fear toxin canister and stuff, and Luke is the one who's driving while Ryan does this. Ryan doesn't understand that the car is fancy and drives itself instead of her being good at it, so she gets a major ego crash that made me kinda happy. Alice is angry and edgy. So there's a tracker over her head to make sure that she doesn't do shit that betrays black meth. So she has to make the car keep going, aka Luke driving for her while she goes to the back and tries to put the tracker on the canister. I don't understand how they wouldn't see the tracker. If they're this thorough, then the tracker is not gonna do anything for you. Luke is driving with a joystick?
Sorry, we're getting the hang of this.
They didn't practice any of this before. Luke is just driving for the first time while they're trying to do this. Good job. And then there's the cop who's going after them, so he's stupid too. He's not just gonna follow them. Where the fuck is Black Lightning? Oh, she went to go see Black Meth herself. That's not a stupid thing to do. So there's more therapy sessions using that one thing from the infomercial. Can I not watch them making out, please? What is this editing? So Ocean is alive for some reason. He's a bootlicker for the island now and says that she destroyed everything and he shouldn't have done what she said. And then she has some weird like MK Ultra thing going on where the reason that she's evil is because Enema brainwashed her to be evil. And then they just remember everything now and they're playing the same clips over and over again that we've seen like 20 times. Black Lightning is just doing some shit. Why didn't she cover herself with a mask or anything? Is there anything that you can do to not make yourself get killed immediately, or do you want to die?
For one crow today, I'll fall asleep depressed.
You trying to do a Batman impression? Oh, look who showed up in time. Wow, just shoot him in the fucking kneecap or something. I don't know. These people are always like, no, there's either kill or not kill. I can't just injure him or break his leg or something to try and stop him from leaving. Girlfriend is still kidnapped by them somewhere and she doesn't know the entire Krabby Patty formula. They need Ocean Man, and evil Nigella knows that Batwoman has the last Desert Rose because these guys really didn't prepare for the island going down by any means, so there's no seeds anywhere or anything. There's also some romance that I skipped, and Black Lightning finds the bat tracker in the car and realizes that Ryan is Batwoman. Evil cop is very angry, and he will also know who Ryan is because of the blood spilled at the scene. You'd think that they would have done this sooner, but they really didn't. There is no time that they went back to a scene, saw blood on the scene, because there would have been before, and then just thought, hey, let's test this.
Oh my god.
Wow, that delivery is amazing.
What is happening?
Science.
Masks have taken on various meanings over time.
Are you fucking serious? So not Trump is black meth all along. I'm sure that you never would have guessed that. So then Kate gets the mask on her. Enema is brainwashing her to become Black Meth's daughter, who has died but is gonna now come back in this form. Are you keeping up with this? So apparently the original daughter died because she was in Arkham, and then when the big Arkham thing happened, whichever fucking episode that was, she got trampled to death. Why is there so much romance bullshit? Why does she keep wearing trash? You do not need that much clothing, girl. So the masked man is here to go and kidnap Ocean because of the Krabby Patty formula, and Alice just gets knocked out because she's useless. Why is Black Lightning doing this secret shit out in the open where everyone can see what she's doing on her computer, over her shoulder? Jacob is still the druggie. Jacob decided to find out who Batwoman is instead of Black Meth because Batwoman is the one who's getting in the way, and they can do stuff to find out who the Black Meth gang is later, so he's prioritizing that. Black Lightning gets angry and decides to bring up Kate, and he's all cranky wanky. Black Lightning tells Batwoman about the crows, trying to find out who she is, and they only have a limited amount of time to get the DNA sample destroyed or something. Luke is making some sense here.
I'm just gonna say it. Finding Angelique is not worth throwing the Bat legacy down the drain.
Ryan is just still being annoying. Alice is here too with goofy music. You know the episode is taking itself seriously.
Really? Anyone happen to be...
So they team up and they're both looking for the gang who got kidnapped because they both care about the people in the gang, I guess. The more the season goes, the shorter these reviews get because they're all just filler. Asian makes a joke about the girlfriend not being worth Alice, and like honestly, I kind of agree. Save yourself the trouble and erase Ryan's file. Just say that you sorted it out or something. Just do it now so that there's no drama. These idiots are getting filmed making drugs. They're not saying what they're putting in the drugs, they're just making the drug. If you film yourself cooking and you're not showing what the ingredients are or how much, how do you expect people to get this right? It's kind of stupid, isn't it? Why don't you just make them write down what the recipe is and then film them doing it and promise not to kill them and then kill them afterwards? It's not that hard.
Let me see. Why don't I get any Bat toys? That worked out splendidly.
I love 5 minutes of badly written banter.
Got you a prezi.
Mary, kind of busy right now, but I can't really
It's
do
not
this
from me. It's from someone who knows how hard you are to shop for, and he got you this.
Just write down what you're saying instead of making a big deal. Now you guys are whispering out in the open instead of being secretive. There is no point to any of this.
I had a bit of a breakthrough at yesterday's.
Fuck's sake, we don't care about the therapy. Please move on, please. Seriously, they're just being silent while they're cooking. How do you know what they're putting where?
Accidentally have feelings for someone and it terrifies you.
We know the plot. We know. Please move on, please. So Alice is stuck there now because Batwoman isn't really gonna team up with her after all, and she's gonna do this herself. Even though Alice is probably gonna make it easier for her. So Black Lightning is at the computer and doing her thing while Batwoman is doing her thing. Please just get over with already. You can erase this at any time. I gotta go make dinner. Asian is using Jacob and pretending that she wants to work with him because of the hospital just to try and distract him with her medical practice stuff, and he starts having meth withdrawal, so he just sees the fact that she's not reporting any of the people that she has in her hospital, even though it could be a huge problem, and he doesn't really give a shit, so he walks off. And now fake Kate is back and doing a music video walk, and Alice is just stuck there when she doesn't have to be because she could easily just unlock the cuffs. They have a little exchange, and this mask lady is off to find Batwoman, I guess. Black Lightning gotta go erase the DNA, and she should have done it ages ago, but the agent would just not fucking shut up. Like,
Dibs on arresting her ass, by the way.
Alrighty, who's ready for this?
Black Lightning comes in and is all sassy so that she looks suspicious as fuck. They immediately know that something is up because of what she did. So Batwoman shows up, and I don't know why this guy is freaking out when they already got all the info they need. Like, just shoot her in the jaw and leave. You can kill her very easily. She has a very easy weak point right there. Fake Kate is back, and there's a very lame dubstep kind of fights that I'm fast forwarding through. Alice comes in and gets attacked, and then Batwoman just leaves her behind. Black Lightning finds Jacob's drug stash that he didn't even bother hiding in the first place, and has another terrible line.
What'd you bring me?
Oh my god.
Asian is also happy because the clinic is finally getting funding, even though she refused it before. Asian is also in denial about the fact that Jacob is using drugs, and the girlfriend shows up doing the blue steel. There's some talking that I don't care about, and she wants to go into witness protection and take Ryan with her, but Ryan doesn't want to because Batwoman and also community center. So they say goodbye. Alice is here in the big evil man's place with black meth and fake Kate, and there's some villain speeches and stuff and stuff.
Style screamer, and I promise you no one will ever ignore this sound.
Wait, who's this Joker wannabe? Who the fuck is this? What's going on? So this dude is in his cell and escapes. I don't know why he didn't do this before if it seems like such an easy way to escape. What just happened?
There's Style Screamer, and I promise you no one will ever ignore this sound.
Why are we still doing one and done episodes with this much bullshit going on? So Batwoman is still trying to beat up all of the drug dealer people and put trackers on them to try and see where they go. The crows show up, and because they're led by Evil Cop, they disregard what she's doing, and she explains that she's trying to put a tracker on him. And honestly, it's like I said before, if they're this good at all the tech and the stuff that they use, you would think that they would immediately recognize the tracker and try and get rid of it. They have a little scuffle, and it doesn't go anywhere. Jacob is in the park doing meth. They want Batwoman's name, and Alice doesn't know what it is, and she's gonna get her fingernail taken off unless she says something. Ryan is mad at Black Lightning and causes drama, when Black Lightning is just trying to chill because Ryan is just angry. Also, she walks back every development that she had from season 1 and says that she's a lesbian and not bisexual, so I guess everything about season 1 is just bullshit now. Ryan also calls the crows white supremacists and gets really fucking angry.
Never have I ever compromised my values to support a white supremacist organization.
There's also some weird shit in the drink. It's like pus or something, and they think that they got poisoned, but someone else got poisoned because the weird Joker wannabe is the Clue Master, which is probably a thing from the comics that you really hate is in the show because it's being ruined. There's a clue on the bottle. He escaped that day and already got this elaborate plan going. I don't know where he got funding or anything, but he did it. There's no tension like, oh, he escaped. He could strike at any moment, and then one day they get the bottle and they're like, oh my god, it's from him. It just happens immediately, so there's no tension whatsoever. And it cuts to Alice escaping, and Jacob is in his meth stupor, so he doesn't recognize her and he doesn't want to come help her. And why is Black Lightning letting these guys help at all? You would have think that she would insist to just do it on her own because that's what she usually does. She said the only reason that they stopped him the first time is because a girl called in to solve his puzzle before he could kill someone. He wanted to be anonymous, so Black Lightning took the credit and says that it haunts her because she did what she had to, but she doesn't like taking the credit. Ryan doesn't see any of this nuance and just hates her and doesn't give her a fucking chance because Ryan is a toddler. So they find his daughter where they track the puzzle down and she's poisoned, so they have to sort out the order of these blocks to shoot the lock thing down and get it open to give her the antidote, and they cannot stop bickering. I love how this show has this big thing about girl power when all of this stuff could have been preventable if not for the women bickering. So Alice is still sassing even though her life is on the line. She recognizes the girl in the march as the daughter who's being reborn, and she acts like she doesn't even give a shit about what's happening, so it just makes me want her to die because I just don't really care about her being on screen.
You say that like your dad doesn't write cryptograms on you while you're unconscious.
Gotta be a clue to his next move.
Spoiler alert, his next move is killing you, Agent Moore.
They also have to solve the puzzles for her because she has like a bunch of cryptic shit written on her, and Luke is introduced to her as the love interest. Can we all just move on? Yes, it's a cipher. Run it through a website. There's a bunch of those. Now these other guys are on a quiz show and there's a pressure plate so they can't step off of it, and they have to sort out the quiz, otherwise they will die. He also makes them answer stuff on villain lore from like the Batman wiki. This is a real episode. These people are standing here on a pressure plate in an evil quiz show about the lore of the thing that they're in.
Puzzles were how I earned my dad's affection. Called me his little pointer.
So then she finds out what the puzzle means and knocks him out. And then these guys get into the puzzles, so it's as if they're not being trapped here against their will. Alice also figures out who Black Meth is because the daughter shouldn't have let slip who she was, and she also wants to make a face for this bitch.
The way out is to die.
They're still bickering, so apparently they don't care. Black Lightning knows who Batwoman is, and she should have mentioned it before, but she mentions it now, and there's more bickering. And they have a time limit, but they're just bickering. And they finally get Black Lightning to go and get something from the Batcave so that they can just escape. Finally, the season really is worse than last season. So this Clue dude monologues about his big character arc, and the daughter confesses that she is the one who's been stopping his plan. Luke also wakes up, so I assume he's gonna save the day. He knocks her out and says that he's gonna die with her because life is a puzzle and the solution to the puzzle is death. That's what he says. Cold Steel the Hedgehog got nothing on this.
Are you gonna kill us both?
Life is a puzzle, Stephanie. This is the only piece that fits.
The Clue dude is not dead, and the fact that he's not dead is a good thing because he wants to die, and the love interest kisses Luke and is never seen again. So Jacob is now ODing, and Black Lightning tells Ryan about what she found out, and how she found out that Ryan is Batwoman, and how are they talking about this in the open? Alice is making the face, and figures out that this is a fake daughter, and the true identity of this person was Kate. So she's holding a face that looks like sliced ham, and then it cuts and it's totally fine. Cool.
Yo, shit for brains!
So Alice is making the face and all that, and Black Myth comes back so happy with the face salami. Alice just kind of stands there because she doesn't know what the fuck to do. She needs to get the fuck out of there, but she wants to stay and take Kate with her, but then they just make her leave. Batwoman stops another drug cell, and the drugs turn people into zombies. This is a zombie episode. Are you fucking kidding me? So Rachel Maddow makes me want to throw up as per usual, but I think it's a bit worse this time.
This talked about those who eateth my flesh. I'm pretty sure this is not what he meant. A cannibalistic churchgoer tried taking a bite out of the bat last night.
What is happening? Science.
So they're still doing fundraising for the community center and stuff. Why is this guy taking drugs in a parking lot talking to himself when anyone could just look at him right there? As if he knows he's on a show, he's just talking to himself.
What the hell is this? Alright, whatever. Let's just do this.
Snake eyes? Zombie snakes. So the cop turns up and says that the fundraiser is bad and they need to shut it down because he's being a racist or whatever, and the brave, stunning and brave black people raising money for the children and whatever is bad, and there's a confrontation.
They came in here trying to start stuff because, God forbid, too many of us gathered together.
I need you to calm down.
Don't touch me. What are you doing? Get off of me!
She wants to confront them, and Luke says that they need to calm it down. And Ryan and Luke get arrested for no reason, I guess just because they're black. Black Lightning gets all fucky, and Evil Cop is getting angry at her as well, and then the cops are just suddenly so evil, it's almost insulting what they're trying to deal with because they're acting as if it's so trivial that it's just like a flick of a switch. And the cops couldn't even get away with this because there's CCTV. It seems like certain groups in the town or the city or whatever suddenly get evil for an episode, and then the entire rest of the city is super woke. They wouldn't stand for it, but for some reason it's as if everyone in the city is as woke or as not woke as they need to be to make sure that there's a plot going on, so I don't know how this is happening. And Black Lightning also got arrested because she was arguing with the police officer, so she got arrested for arguing, I guess. The dude who's talking to himself realizes that he's turning into a zombie or whatever. What's that feel like? So he wants to eat this lady. So the zombies attack the police officer, and Ryan doesn't understand anything that Black Lightning is saying, so she's like, Black Lightning is racist. So like Ryan seems to think that everyone that she disagrees with or everyone that she doesn't understand is immediately racist. I guess that's just the way that the show feels. Basically what Black Lightning is saying is that she thinks that people need to be the change. So if you believe that the system is against you, then trying to kind of campaign, kind of working within that system and trying to make a change to the public, what you're doing to encourage other people to do that. Like, if they think that Gotham's police department and the Crows is against black people, the reason that Black Lightning got into it is because she wanted to be that change and she wanted to change the system from the inside out, and it is a flawed system, but she wanted to do her best, and she thinks that it's important for people to have that representation so that they can also feel the need to do that. And it takes a really long time, but in the end people will be able to make it better, which I think is a really honestly commendable thing to do. And I think that as much as I dislike every single character in this show, I actually really like what she said, and I think that it's a really good thing that she did that. Something that might not seem like it's working at first, but it will work as time goes on. But Ryan says that that's all racist because reasons. Alice confronts Enema about Kate and is given the plot. Jacob gets a detox. He confesses everything, and while this is happening, the zombie man comes in and says that he's turning into a zombie, so they need to lock him up. Alice goes to her train shack and finds some Kate things to help Enema bring Kate back, and Ocean tries to fuck her. Then Asian can't figure out why zombies are happening, neither can I. Black Lightning says that there should be more representation, basically the thing that I said before. This discussion is honestly not that bad. Like, I do disagree with some of the stuff that the show says, like the stupid agenda shit that they bring up, but honestly this is a fairly decent take. At first, Ryan apologizes and says that she sees that point of view, but the thing is, the show still treats Black Lightning's idea as if it's wrong because racism. So even though Ryan looks like she is agreeing right now, later on in the episode and in subsequent episodes, Ryan gets angry at Black Lightning and says that what she did is wrong. She was working with white supremacists. So keep that in mind. So some white dude comes in after getting arrested, and then they just start patronizing him, and then they learn that the zombie apocalypse shit is going on. It's been like a day and it's already been happening. They also try to rationalize this as science. Cute.
It's resulted in a mephedrone spike so intense that it's actually changed the composition of their pupils. Snakebite accesses the brain's memory storage in the hippocampus. I think this new recipe makes people crave memories.
Black Lightning is back and trying to help everyone, but the evil white men said she shouldn't be around because she got arrested, and they all don't want to listen to her until she becomes stunning and brave, so she makes them go after the zombies, and they were just going to abandon the city.
That's acting, Commander.
It seemed like everyone used to respect her before, but as soon as the show agenda kicks in, it's like they're completely different people now. Luke only has these in the form of the cure, so she has to go and inject them instead of just spraying it at them. Meanwhile, Alice and Ocean are still doing things with Enema. Kate's keys for her bike is gonna have to help Kate come back or whatever. Enema says this is risky, and Alice just says to do it because Alice doesn't fucking care. But luckily for her, Ocean snaps Enema's neck for no fucking reason. The zombie fights are just boring. I never thought I'd say that, but they are. Why are they making wolf noises? Why are they leaping around like vampires from Twilight? So the Crows come in and start shooting. Emotional scenes with Asian and Jacob about why he was using the drug last for a bit too long. Asian gets all righteous and doesn't give him any sympathy because, well, that's just the person she is. The zombie dude also escapes, and the cops aren't doing anything to help because the cops are bad. She also saved the cop because she's stunning and brave. The drug thing is just sorted out. It's just got sorted out, I guess. So because episode 14 is technically the finale, and it immediately just stopped. Good job. that's how reality works. The Black Lightning also realizes that her rational ways of thinking are wrong. Being angry for no reason is the correct way of doing things, as if you're cancelling people on Twitter. Acting like a toddler is the correct way to do things, and she quits the crows and gets angry at everyone. Ryan was right all along. Ocean snapped Enema's neck because he loves Alice and he doesn't want Kate to come back and ruin Alice or whatever. Ryan gets her ego buffed by a new love interest after the other girlfriend left. Luke then sees a carjacking and decides to be dumb and take this shit out himself instead of just trying to call Batwoman or whatever. And he can't do it because he's useless. The cops show up and shoot Luke because he's black. Are they really that insensitive that they're doing this fucking thing in the show? A lot of people profile people, how they dress, with how much money that they show that they have, way more than anything else. Like the fact that this guy looks like a meth addict and Luke looks like a rich, well-dressed man is probably enough for him to not get shot. But oh well, whatever. When in Gotham.
What'd you bring me?
See, the next episode is Luke lost a lot of blood, over a liter of blood from the shooting, and Jacob is going through the investigation because they've been through this before, and the officer who shot him is being very shady and lying because the series doesn't know how to be anything but on the nose.
He seems more like the type to wield a keyboard than a gun.
So he lies that the suspect turned to shoot him and he has to react. The other old white man on the team is like, I believe you without any consequences, and Jacob wants to reveal the body cam footage. Luke goes into this dead people hallucination thing that these shows always do, where he's standing in the place that he's familiar with and there's a character that's dead off to the side, and a character that is kind of in between is talking to him about choosing over life and death, and basically nothing happens, so I'm just gonna summarize them whenever we get to them and move on, which is basically me saying that it's useless. This music completely ruins the mood, oh my god. Asian says that she's gonna bring the desert rose to try and heal him, and there's this very awkward lingering shot where I think what was supposed to happen was the flower was supposed to immediately come into focus and everything else was supposed to blur so that you don't see Asian standing there awkwardly and just blinking at nothing. But they didn't blur it quite right and they didn't get the focus to be directly on the flower, so you can still see her just standing there being awkward. Meanwhile, Alice goes through Enema's files on people. Alice finds Mary's therapy file and gets really angry. Ocean is also back after their argument and he's trying to calm shit down and Alice is being a baby. They argue about Kate coming back as well and how that would mean bad things, and Batwoman goes after the carjacker to see if she can get some info on what happened to Luke, and she goes into defund the crows mode, and this dude also says it was Luke's fault for interfering. This is like a comic that you see from, like, what is that one lady with the toothpaste hair?
Dad! You know it can possibly get your old man's attention when he's deep.
Bruce tells Luke what happened in the episode and the reporter is like, black people, and then the crows aren't releasing the name of the person who shot Luke because everyone around them is like gonna kill him or something.
I want to see how Russell does against someone who is bulletproof.
Bulletproof? If he aims at your chin, you're dead. These one-liners are so terrible. Also, Alice is here now. Alice threatens her and then leaves. The way that she like ducks under her cape, but the cape is still moving because the fabric is so cheap, is just funny. So he makes Luke look bad by saying that Luke was released from jail prior, and it's basically trying to make the narrative that Luke is like dangerous and he shot him because he had to. Batwoman also gets run over by a car by trying to stop the cops because all Bat heroes are weak to cars. Alice is like,
I killed you. I even chose my sister over you, and yet still I haven't fully pushed you away, so...
Because he's a cuck and you're edgy, dime a dozen whore, and you both deserve each other.
You're back, and if you truly
Please stop the speech. I heard this a million times already, please.
All...
She sounds like a character from a Marina and the Diamond song where it wouldn't end well. Asian tries to get into the room where Luke is and they don't let her in. They also show the footage that makes it look like he's holding a gun because the evil cop photoshopped a gun into his hand. They call it photoshopping, it's compositing. I don't care that they got the terminology wrong because I just don't care at this point. They're also suggesting that every single time that there's been some sort of shooting going on, it's all been a series of coincidences and photoshopping from the cops and also the jail conspiracy. So the server for the body cam footage always deletes all the footage at 3 AM every night, and Ryan goes off at Black Lightning for being complicit in this or whatever because she's just so fucking angry and Black Lightning isn't allowed to make a difference. Ryan then blames herself for calling Luke privileged and makes a big cry about it. There's another boring scene I'm gonna skip. Then Black Lightning said that the evil cop is evil and the evidence can appear out of thin air, and Jacob should wait for the evidence to appear out of thin air before saying anything about Luke. Then she puts this very obvious tracker thing on the computer where everyone can see it. Then they get the other dude from the other episode, the gay dude, to come in and put the flower into Luke's body while Asian distracts the guards with horrible dialogue.
What is happening?
Science.
Jacob then confronts Evil Cop about using lethal force and goes on about guns bad and everything, and then just fires him and says that he's being investigated, and then the guy just yeets Jacob even though anyone could see him do it.
Here. Okay, Batwoman.
So the flower got put into Luke and Luke is saved. Batwoman also hacks the servers but finds that the files are disorganized and not labeled, so she doesn't know what to do. Then Jacob, who is kidnapped again, is taken to Black Meth. They're also gonna make Jacob OD. Batwoman finds them. There's obviously light coming from the window, but they're acting like it's pitch black because they have her night vision on even though they don't need it. Congratulations, the white man is defeated. The drunk hobo is saved and he gets a lecture from a stunning and brave woman and he needs to do what she says. Luke's name is also cleared and the footage came out as photoshopped, and Luke is okay now, and Jacob says the crows are bad and Batwoman is stunning and brave. The crows also have been disbanded and defunded, so I guess everyone in the city is just going to die now because no one's gonna help them. Crime is gonna flourish. That's what justice is all about. Luke also rambles even more in the boring ghost zone, and then he decides that he wants to live, I guess. Bruce even directly says that because Luke is black he has it harder than anyone else, in the most condescending way possible to him, as if he thinks that being black is lower than everyone else, which is really funny to me. The show is one of the most unintentionally racist and sexist things I've ever seen.
You still got shot. A whole mess of people out there willing to believe that you deserved it. Just because you're black.
Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black!
Luke wakes up and everyone's happy. Why is Alice there? Why don't you people lock your fucking doors? She also says that Kate's alive and the episode ends. We're almost at the end. What's up with this guy? Is this an Assassin's Creed cosplayer? What are they doing in the show? So Luke is all edgy now and depressed, and he's not really helping anyone. After almost dying and being a black man and all that, he's become Cold Steel the Hedgehog. Evil Cop is also free as he awaits trial, and everyone is angry. Jacob is gonna make him go to jail, and Black Meth is not happy about that. Evil Nigella is also back for some reason. Black Meth's PR team covered up the death of his daughter, and everyone is fine with this. No one is questioning why the daughter is suddenly back.
Alice is Beth Kane, you idiot.
Not Trump didn't even know that Alice is Beth Kane. I thought that everyone knew this. How retarded can you be? Everyone knows that. And they immediately kidnap Kate. They just find her. Batwoman is hunting down bad people who oppress black people or something, and this victim is dead because the Assassin's Creed person took him out. Oh no, it's bad accent lady. So this person is confirmed to be Kate, and this new actress is like as bad as Ruby Rose, but kinda worse in a way. She immediately tries to escape, and Jacob is just too old for this, so he can't keep up. Then the boyfriend is introduced, and he is here to do nothing. This really is Alice's redemption arc. Are you fucking serious right now?
Enigma took away your ability to love?
Do you need another take for that? Also, Luke is getting drunk at a bar that radiates high gay energy, and the evil cop is there, and they're like bantering and low-key threatening each other. Who the fuck is this guy? And now they're trying to make Kate remember. And they're both blaming Jacob for doing what he was supposed to do.
When we were kids, you had a big crush on Jenny Goldberg. You wanted to tell me you were gay, but you kept chickening out.
So why does Alice remember all of this stuff as if because they're talking as if they were teenagers, but when Alice was kidnapped, wasn't she like 10 or something? It seems a bit strange because the stuff that she's saying sounds like something like a 16-year-old would say instead. It's like they're trying to cram all of this characterization and relationship stuff in now, when last season it was shown that they really didn't know each other that well, and that was why it was so hard for them to connect. And she's also remembering the basement differently because metaphors alter your memories.
Are you there?
Play the same sound effect over and over then. Kate just has her memories back immediately. Good job. Luke is then found by Ryan and says that he wanted to die and he is now edgy man. He also says that being black is so hard in this society that he would rather die. He actually says that.
Why the hell would I want to live in a world where we get shot for no reason? We're the gunmen and get out of jail free. So it's not a matter of if there's another bullet coming, it's when.
This is real. This is a real episode. Like, you know what I said about this being unintentionally the most racist thing I've ever seen? Asian then gets told about the Kate plot that's happening. Everyone also pronounces Cersei differently.
Daughter.
Cersei.
Kate just runs off as the evil Nigella gang happens to attack at the very moment. Asian also tells Ryan the plot because Ryan didn't know the plot. Ryan gets Kate into the car and stuff, and Luke is being Shadow the Hedgehog. Who the fuck is this guy? And then white dudes versus black dude poker happens.
Name's John Diggle.
So this guy's name is John Dick Tickle, and Luke wins, but no one claps for him because he's black. Black Math is now hanging out talking to Jacob, and he says that everyone is gonna know that Alice is Beth, as if it's a threat, when I thought that everyone knew that already. All the cops also work for him as well, so they're gonna arrest Jacob with stuff that they planted and say that he is the one who helped Alice murder everyone, which, I mean, the amount of times that they let her go in season 1, he kinda did. Luke is also fighting Evil Cop, and John Dick Tickle saves the day against the racism man. Oh my god, I can't believe they defeated racism. They all meet Kate and everyone just hugs and hangs out and gets caught up on the plot. So they're gonna trade the desert rose that Ryan's mom had for some reason for Alice, because Alice is kidnapped by evil Nigella. They could just save some seeds from the rose and plant them near the bootleg hospital or something, but apparently no one knows how plants work. Just like clip the rose a little bit. You can do that. John Dick Tickle is now a father figure for Luke, because the series moves at the speed of light. Like, I actually like the idea that Luke gets injured and he has this hallucination about his dad and Bruce and all these father figures that are lost. Like some commentary on fatherlessness and especially how it impacts young men living in bad neighborhoods. I actually think that's a really important topic, and I would like to see it in shows discussed in a kind of honest way, and having this kind of father figure in a good show for Luke would actually be really good. And I've said this before, I'll say it again, Luke's actor is actually pretty good. If he wasn't a good show, I would really like it, but alas, that is not where we are. Also, he has plot illness, ambiguous illness that makes him a tragic figure. Alice watches the news about Jacob being arrested. Jacob also has a cranky wanky in the camera, and Alice starts crying because she's just a victim who didn't mean to kill all those people. Luke also gets caught up on the plot, and evil Nigella says that the entire island is dead and she has to take Alice back. Batwoman immediately shows up with the flower and makes the deal. I guess Ocean is dead again. He's probably gonna come back. Oh hey, the bad accent lady is back. Wow, he'll probably be back. He died like 5 times this season. Jacob then went to a safe prison instead of the bad prison, and he's gonna be okay, but he'd rather stay in prison, even though Asian is trying to get him out, but he's like, nah, whatever. My headcanon is that he's now in that game Hard Time with Bob Bogan, and I think that it's okay that he seems like he wants to leave the show anyway, and he can't pronounce the name Circe, so I'm fine with this. Orion also lectures Luke and tells him to sit his ass down and stop being edgy, and that seems to solve his problems. Kate is also missing and no one watched over her. She's just gone now. She just walked out the door. Kate also confronts Not Trump, who is the worst actor ever, and evil Nigella turns up to cause more drama because she's an empty egg carton and has nothing better to do.
Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
Episode 17 What? So she's torturing this guy for where Kate went, and her way of torturing is spraying him with perfume? It's not played out as especially goofy, it's played out with tense music in the background as if she's actually doing something badass.
Animals. I ain't telling you anything.
He's being sprayed with stinky perfume and decides that this is the worst torture in the world and just tells her the info that he knows. They immediately find Kate in the bar that Ryan works at, drinking and acting rowdy. And then she remembers who Asian is when she's passed out or something.
Definite yay. Well, if I found out my memory had been wiped and then reprogrammed into a dead supermodel, I'd go on a 12-hour bar crawl too.
Asian says that they need to get Alice to help Kate remember, and she's mourning because Ocean is dead for real this time, I guess. Asian can't help her and they have a little grief talk. She also thanks Alice for saving her, I guess. Kate's diary also might help her. I kind of forgot that that was a thing. Ryan also says that they shouldn't rush it because Kate is battling some demons, but Kate's a Mary Sue, so this is gonna be okay. She puts a Pearl Jam shirt on when I doubt that she or anyone who writes for the show even listened to any of their songs besides maybe hearing Even Flow on the radio like once. She then gets on her bike and we're back to this. She's acting like she's Kate to them, but she's actually not Kate this entire time because it's like a weird double agent type of thing. Kate is so stupid, she wrote about all of the secrets of the Batcave in her diary, so now they just have the key to the Batcave because of her diary. There's some drama about even when she's pretending to be Kate, she still has Kate's love for Black Lightning in her and vice versa, and Ryan wants to go back to live in a van for some reason.
The suit's hers.
Only because she stole it from Bruce. Black Meth is also hiring ex-crows and he hates black people, so everyone knows that he's Black Meth now because he's just showing his face out in the open.
The people you're there to defend would rather defund.
Batwoman goes to some office worker and says that she knows who he is and that he's harboring the Mask Gang, and then she just teleports, steals his laptop even though she didn't get near him at all, and then leaves. She sees Kate talking about protecting Gotham again and figures that since she's not going to be Batwoman anymore, instead of just being on the team with them and continuing to help the city, she might just go and live in her van again because that's the rational decision, because she wants to feel sorry for herself. And then the police show up for some reason and arrest her and get the laptop that she has, and they plant some drugs on her because they hate black people. Alice is mourning. Evil Nigella turns up and they have a talk. Black Meth also knows who Ryan really is and is going to kill her, and they're having like a conversation about Mask. Apparently his daughter was assaulted and no one believed her and she got sent to Arkham to shut her up. Kate reads the letter to Black Lightning about being in love from that one season and they're just gonna have a romance again, but I guess it's fake because Kate's not really Kate or whatever. I guess Kate told Black Meth who Ryan is and the cops are gonna kill her. I guess she's gonna go and save Ryan or whatever, but then she's like evil and doesn't really do it, and they said that she's still battling the memories that were implanted in her versus the memories that she actually has, so why did they trust her with the Batcave immediately? Are they that stupid? She's unstable. It's like letting Alice into the Batcave. Why would you do that? So the parole lady is angry and being all condescending towards Ryan because she believes that Ryan used drugs again. Everyone should know that Black Meth owns the cops by this point as well, so why are they acting like the cops aren't corrupt if the entire citizenry of Gotham is woke? Why would they not be angry at the cops? They were protesting the cops a little while ago. She also confesses that she's Batwoman with the weakest excuse ever, and then the lady just believes her.
You saw that 6-man SWAT team that brought me in here. You saw how many guards are waiting outside. You saw all of that firepower for a bag full of empty snakebite injectors.
Now they're trying to attack her? Who are these people? Is this a video game? Please stop talking. She just told you to run. You have limited time. Please stop talking. You don't need to talk about this stuff. There's time to talk about that later. Please just move already. You're wasting time. I hate when TV shows do this. Alice is really angry. Kate goes and gets the bat stuff from the secret room because there's a bunch of stuff from villains that Batman has defeated, so there's like toxins and all that, and she just steals it. Ryan is back though, so no problems, and the others talk about what happened, so Ryan decides to get one of the bat tools and finds out that they've all been stolen. Just, wow, Kate worked fast. Alice is supposed to go back to Craggy Island with Evil Nigella, and Evil Nigella's like, you don't have anyone left because I worked with Poison Ivy to make my island anew. Shoot her in the leg or something, I don't know. Okay, Alice stabs Evil Nigella with the special dagger instead of killing her and just kind of like dumps her in the fucking dumpster or something. So the gang finds out that Bruce kept things from villains in that locked up area, and now Black Meth has them because he wants to own the city, and not Kate is cutting the batsuit to make herself like Cold Steel the Hedgehog anti-bat. This is real.
Move Island for Jacob Kane, loving father of lunatic at large Alice of Wonderland.
Why is Black Meth doing that horrible voice? So he owns the TV stations and they can't change the TV stations, it's just his message on repeat about all of the things that the show thinks is bad. It doesn't really make that much sense because he says that they shouldn't defund the police, but he also wants people to be vigilantes and not the police. So it's like, which thing are you going for here? So Cold Steel the Hedgehog is preparing and giving everyone masks to be their own villain. So Ryan is now writing to Gotham instead of Kate, and there's a bunch of flashbacks to shit I just saw and I don't need to see it again. It's funny because this is technically the last episode. The season finale was 14, so I guess all of the episodes afterwards are filler. So the power cuts out across the city. So Luke has been looking at the broadcast for hours, and then Ryan just zooms in to this thing that was put in post. You can obviously see that Luke did not see when he was looking at this for hours, and they immediately know where he is. They're also turning the evil cop into another villain. Some other villain that's probably gonna be a big deal and only last for like 5 minutes. Black Meth is also gonna build an army of people who are gonna become the police or something, and he's gonna cause damage in the city and then come and fix it and defeat Black Meth as his self. So he's gonna become the mayor for defeating the villain that he is. The mayor is also black, so I don't really understand how there's this much hatred for black people in the city. Alice is also needed for this mission because of course she is. So now Luke is supposed to be the Batwing person who he is in the comics, but I know everyone who likes the comics is gonna hate this. They threw Evil Cop in a dumpster after they failed to like give him whatever. He now also looks like a JoJo and he's gonna need some saving. Apparently Ryan's mom died after having her, and the mom that she got from foster care was also dead, so she doesn't have anyone. Asian wants to use the snake bite vapors to help Kate remember, because apparently their memories are gonna be so powerful from the drug high that it's gonna bring her back. So they have masks. They're gonna go get into the place where Black Meth is to fight him. But as soon as they get in, they just take off the masks. What's the point of having the masks if you just take them off? Now Batwoman has also given in her resignation letter to Rachel Maddow for some reason, and the masks in the window are the bat signal of hope, because some of the town is just violent and the other half of the town is like crying out for Batwoman in the windowsills. Now Bat 2, Gay Harder, is here to save the day, and Luke is like, he just knows how to use the suit. I don't know how the suit's being powered or anything, but it's just happening. I don't really know what this guy is supposed to be doing.
You can't be bad and have feelings.
What is happening? Did he just get pepper sprayed and that's how he got defeated? What the fuck? Did you spray him with glue? Bite missiles? Okay. Why didn't you use the hook before? So Kate and Alice both get sprayed by the memory thing and then they both fall into the river like last season. There's some stupid flashback stuff that I skipped over and there's like 10 minutes of it. Then they come out of the lake and just bring her back and now she's Kate. So the evil was defeated, she's just Kate now. So the police show up and they just arrest Alice, and I guess because Black Meth got defeated, the police are immediately okay now, because they would have arrested Ryan before, but they're not going to because they're not corrupt. Now Alice is in the crazy house and everyone got defeated just cause, like, Black Meth, who they were working up the entire season, just got taken out with like glue. Also, even though it clearly showed that people were rioting, Rachel Maddow says that no one was rioting because the bat symbol. So I guess the town isn't bad, but it is bad, but it isn't bad, but it oppresses black people, but it isn't because it's woke, but it's not woke. There's also this terrible speech in the end.
I've changed. I've changed because I stopped seeing myself the way you see me and started seeing myself for who I am.
And there's this talk about all of the stuff that happened in this season as if you're supposed to be filled with nostalgia about it, and Kate is just normal now and she's gonna exit the season because I guess this actress wasn't being paid enough and they just don't want Kate around anymore. She's gonna go travel around and find Bruce. Apparently Batwing is specifically designed to be a black superhero, according to Luke. Is that true? Is that what the comic says? Kate also hands Batwoman over to Ryan officially. I skipped the kiss as well because it took a few minutes and they say goodbye because Kate's not gonna stay around for her forever or whatever. And I guess there's gonna be a third season. There's also gonna be a community center on top of the bootleg hospital because that's a thing now. Did his mask actually get glued on? Why does he still have it? Apparently Ryan's mom could actually be alive after all. I guess that's a season 3 thing that's gonna happen. And there's also a bunch of vines because I guess Poison Ivy is gonna be in the next season. Oh my god. You know, when I usually finish this series or like a season of something, I always have something to say, but I just feel like my brain is just empty. Yeah.